Hey guys, it's me Bridget, and first things first, I wanted to apologize because I didn't make a video last week. Felt really bad about that, and yeah, I wanted to apologize for it. And also, I wanted to make this video as kind of a confession slash just talking to you guys, because I have a lot on my mind. Well, first of all, please don't take this as turning my channel into something very serious and always talking and things like that, because I really do want this channel to be really happy and fun and exciting and, you know, pretty and whatever, girly. Not really girly, but I don't know. You know, I want it to be something fun for people to watch. But I did feel the need to make this video because I realized that this thing that I'm about to tell you guys about has been interfering with my channel. I have a condition called POTS that it stands for something that starts with a P, something that starts with an O, something that starts with a T syndrome. It's really big words, I don't know them, but it basically means that blood in my body doesn't like come to my head and flow properly to my head, and that doesn't really sound super serious, but it causes a lot of issues that like you really don't think about in everyday life. For instance, I constantly faint. I have really hard time focusing. I have times where I'm like literally sitting here doing something and I feel like my mind moves really fast, but my body and everything else around me moves really slow. So it's a really difficult disease to deal with, and it causes a lot of issues in my everyday life. Let's see. I found out that I had it, I was diagnosed with it, about a year ago. In May of 2012, I was working a job. I had just gotten a job at KFC, which, if you're not from America, because I know they have it in other countries, but I don't think it's as like popular, but it is basically like a chicken restaurant, which if you know me in real life is kind of odd for me because I actually am a vegetarian and have been my entire life, but I worked at a restaurant that sells basically only chicken. Yeah. But anyways, I had just gotten a job there, and I had started classes at my local college about 6 months earlier. I was trying to get a cosmetology license before I finished high school, which I'm still going to do, but it's in a different way. I'm sorry I'm saying so much, by the way. It's this is a difficult conversation for me to have with myself in front of a camera. But anyways, back to the story. So I had just started working there. Finals were the same week that I had just started working there. So I got the job at spring break, and then we had spring break was over, and then there was like a week of classes, and then my finals were coming up. So I had just gotten my job, and I had just started working the first week and after spring break, and then was working. It was the second week that I had been working there, and also doing my finals when I was at work taking an order for a customer, and I literally just fainted, and my boss said I was out for about 5 minutes. I was incoherent. He said I talked, but I was talking like things that didn't make any sense, and I wasn't looking clear. My eyes were like cloudy. I was really confused, and I kept falling back into not being conscious. And he called my parents, and they came and picked me up and took me to the hospital. From that moment on, I fainted about 6 or 7 times a day for about a month or longer. It was really hard. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't focus. I was constantly fainting. I was seeing doctors all the time. Nobody knew what was wrong with me. I have an amazing cardiologist who figured out that I had POTS and diagnosed me, and he's been helping me until now. He's still helping me, and will continue to help me until I move. And I have an amazing set of doctors, period, because on top of the cardiologist, I have a primary care physician who's also very helpful, and she understands, you know. But yeah, so I was dealing with this condition, and I had to drop out of my school and file for, like, basically, like, it's like disability in school, so like none of the courses that I took credits because I couldn't take the final, so I failed all the courses, but they didn't really count to my permanent record because I had this condition and it became so bad. I had to quit my job. I'm no longer allowed to work in the food industry because it requires standing up and heat, and like it's usually hot in the kitchens or whatever. So it's really bad for my condition, and I can't work in those conditions. So yeah, and it was probably the hardest experience of my life. I was really scared. I felt really alone. I felt like a crazy person, and I still feel like a crazy person. I'm still dealing with it. I literally today just went to the doctor and found out that the medicine a month ago I went to the doctor and found out that I would have to be on some more serious medicines because we were trying to go the natural route and like fix my diet and exercise and sleep and all that stuff and make it better, but it didn't work. So I found out today, I found out a month ago that I had to be on some more serious medicines, and I found out today that those aren't working, and now I have to change medicines. I also found out that because there's no real specialists on the condition that I have in my state, I may have to travel to another state and see a doctor there for however long that takes. It's really scary and difficult. They don't know why people get this condition or have this condition, because for me at least, the theory is that I've had it my entire life, and the amount of stress that I was under during that time a year ago triggered me to go, like, triggered the condition to get really, really bad all at once. So the condition is something that you have your entire life. It's not just something that you just develop over time, and no one knows why people have this condition. No one knows really how to fix it, and the hope is that I'll grow out of it, because a lot of people do, but that's not necessarily known. So it's really scary. Living with a condition like this every day is not an easy thing. I have developed I have become used to moving slowly like an old woman. I'm 16 years old and I can't play outside with my friends, I'm 16, I don't exactly play anymore, but I can't even like go run or hang out and I always have to have snacks with me. I take more medicine every morning than some people's parents. I take more medicine every morning than some people's grandparents. Like, it's really ridiculous. And it's really hard to deal with. I feel like I'm floating through life and not in a good way. Like, on a regular basis, I wake up and feel like everything else is moving in slow-mo and I'm moving at a normal pace, and it makes it hard for me to do anything because it's not like my body's moving fast, just my head is moving fast. So if you really think about it, like in movies or something, they make it out to be like, if you've ever seen the movie Limitless, in the movie the guy kind of like, his life went by in slow-mo, but his head and body moved really fast, so he was able to get stuff done like crazy. But in real life, if you think about it, when your head is moving really fast and your body's not moving really fast, you can't get anything done because you can't focus. So I can read something and then by the third word I forget what I'm reading because my head's moved on to a completely new subject. And it makes it difficult to function. I try really hard, and I always have, so I've been really fortunate and good with school or whatever, but it's become really difficult because my condition's gotten worse recently. And living this way isn't easy. I don't know how many times I can say that. Like, it's just not. And I'm so grateful because there's so many worse things that I could have and so many worse things that could happen to me. But I just wanted to say that, I mean, just because there's things that are worse in the world doesn't make anyone's personal struggle less difficult. Just because I could have cancer doesn't make me happy that I have POTS instead. I think that I'm making this video because I know how difficult it is for me, and this condition is really rare, and I know how YouTube kind of reaches people in areas that I would never be able to reach them. And if you're out there and you're dealing with this condition, I would love to talk to you about it. Even if you've gotten past it and you're in a place much further along than I am, I would really, really love to talk to you and get to know you and figure this thing out, because that's what I'm trying to do. And if you haven't figured it out, I'd love to give you all the advice I can on what I have figured out, and I'd love to hear about what you have figured out and hear about your experiences and just talk about it, because we all need someone to talk to, and I'd like to be that for someone, and I'd like that person for myself. Well, anyways, this video is like 14 minutes long, so I should probably go. Thank you for watching. It means a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to me if you guys would leave supportive comments and not anything mean or hateful. I love you. Bye. By the way, I just watched the video that I just recorded, and I'm extremely sorry for my dog. She's really distracting.